Here is the start list. Tommy Atkinson, Shannon Eckstein will be looking to put the disappointment of surfers behind him. Reece Drury, Sam Hamilton, Zane Holmes also looking for a good result.
He is indeed. He won last year. Corey Hill also. Kendrick Louis did so well. Kai Hurst was so up near the front last year. Hugh Doherty had a poor race last year.
Phil Clayton, of course, we've spoken about him on his comeback. Corey Jones, second last round. Matt Poole looking to make up for out of the placings last round, right through to Kane Eckstein, Mitchie Miller and Trent Martin at number 21.
Nice crowd on hand at Portsea. We start with the swim leg, and Guy, we saw the women split the field a little bit. Do you expect the same from the men?
I think the rip on that right-hand side is look out to the ocean, out to the horizon, will work more with a lower tide. So as the water's gone down on the bank, I think the water will run out a bit stronger, which Trevor will probably comment on a bit later, but you'll see them go out to the right when they start the race.
Kai Hurst always a man prepared to go on his own path.
Yeah, I think he'll still go out to the right. You'll see that they'll start and they'll all sort of chup off to the right-hand side and head out there. It's certainly got some water moving out, which Trevor was speaking about before with the waves breaking. All the water comes in. It's got to find its own path back out again, and that's how rips occur. And right next to the bank, there is a hole, and water normally runs out in that hole area, which is where they'll go.
If you're looking at these fellas on your TV screen and thinking, gee, there's some big boys there, you are 100% correct. There are some massive toned units, and they are set for a start here in the first race of Portsea, and off they go, and you can see the field, as Guy Leach predicted, generally heading in the same direction.
Well, that's right, and they're heading off now to the right-hand side, and you'll see when they go out there that is where the water is moving. As they'll go out, the water will truck out. It's like an escalator, and pushes you out to the back, and by doing that they just get out at the quickest pace possible.
Keep an eye out for the man in yellow. His name is Kai Hurst. You can see him there. Well done, Nicole. He's almost too fast for the telestrator. He is one of the great ocean swimmers in this part of the world.
Well, look for Shannon Eckstein too. Very, very unhappy with his first round. Ninth position. He will be up the front. I know that he went and had some vitamin C
replenishment.
Replenishments. He used a drip to do that through the veins, and to really get that into his system. He felt so flat, and for him to have ninth position and have no zip in him whatsoever is very, very surprising.
Often something that athletes do if they do feel a bit flat, it's vitamin C and iron. So whether or not it's intravenous or just taking some tablets, it certainly does give them a little bit of
that just certainly gets into the system quicker, and it just goes to show you what length these athletes will go to try to get themselves back into form. Obviously all legal doing that. Yes. No problems whatsoever. But he really had a look. The other thing which is interesting with Shannon is he had a brand new board the first round of Surfers Paradise. Hated it. Had a really bad board leg in the event, and that put him back. So he's got rid of that board since then, and he's on a new board, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes with that today.
Mitch Miller, the man we just spoke about, who's been off training with that cartilage damage, is right next to Kai Hurst there at the top of the field. Not only did Shannon finish in ninth position, he then had to see the results and see that his brother finished number one, Leach, in. There's a fair bit of rivalry between those two gentlemen. Well,
we saw in the in the women's race at first round, Courtney Hancock won. Bonnie Hancock was back third last. She turns up here today, Bonnie, and really put her best foot forward. So is that going to be the case with Shannon Eckstein? Is he going to come out and really show what he's doing? Zane Holmes now has come up to the front. That's Zane Holmes in the blue top. So he's up next to Kai
right behind him.
And Phil Clayton, who may I say has a very interesting pre-race warm-up down here at Portsea since he first started back here in 1994. He's a man that likes to hang out a little bit of the Portsea pub. I don't want to say too much, but I'll tell you what.
I think there may have been some other athletes
he
out there
goes
with
against
him.
What the norm is for a pre-race preparation.
Trevor Hendy would never have done that in his day, Trev.
I missed what the pre-race warm-up was.
Well, what I said, Clado, was that, about Clado was that he has a bit of a different pre-race routine the night before an event, which incorporates Portsea pub.
Yes. No, he would have been very quiet last night, the new Clado. But I tell you what, these guys, it looks fantastic out here. It's dead set crystal clear. You can't quite tell from the beach because it's a bit gloomy, but the water's so clear. So the ones with the goggles will be looking at all the weed on the bottom. It'll be quite balmy. I'm sure they're not thinking about that. Maybe it's more relaxing for me than them. But Kai Hurst sitting there really well. On the left side of the screen from where you're looking, Phil Clayton has come right through. I was at Miami Swim Squad the other morning. I won't go into why I was there, but Dennis Cottrell actually said that he felt Phil was the fastest of the surf swimmers. He's been swimming so fast in the pool remember Shannon and Kane and a few others are in that squad there. So expect Phil Clayton to be right up there with Kai in this leg.
I must say, Trevor, your physique has changed over the Christmas-New Year period, which normally people put on weight. You're at Miami Pool perhaps for a comeback. We've seen Phil Clayton do it. Is the great man making a return?
No, my son TJ is actually racing now in board races. I want to try and get in a team event with him and have a little bit of a race and have an experience, and that's the one inspiration Phil Clayton did give me, was to get out there and do something for your kids. So I'm enjoying that. I have lost a bit of weight, Nick, thanks. It's good when someone notices.
Poor old Sachin Tendulkar's son is starting to develop in the cricket world, and poor TJ, he'll be facing a similar situation if he gets into Ironman with the great Trevor Hendy as your father. But we are seeing Kai Hurst lead them out round Boyd 2 at the moment. Just opened a little gap on the field. Nicole, this is the first of 3 races.
Yes, it is the first of 3 races. So obviously it is a points accumulation, or in fact, if you win the race, you get 1 point. So the lowest score is in fact the winner overall. And I should actually point out as well, I did talk at the last round, Mark, the fact that Kai Hurst had qualified for the Olympic Games. That qualification has now been ratified. He is officially a member of the Australian Olympic team for London.
Well, since you've been speaking then, Nick, Kai Hurst going back into the beach now has pulled 15 metres on the field, which is unbelievable.
Kai Hurst doing absolutely beautifully out in front. You can see why this man is an Olympian. This is the start of 3 races from Portsea Beach in the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman series. Kai Hurst has extended his lead. This is an 800-metre swim. He has turned and heading back in towards the direction of the beach now. He's got about a 15-metre lead, and the swells are just starting to rise behind him.
Yeah, he's feeling the movement of the water, waiting to feel if there's anything that he can catch onto. He's a beautiful body surfer. He's one of the best out there, but his technique right now, it's not a traditional pool technique, because he's constantly looking for markers on the shore to make sure he's on course. So it's a very loping stroke, but when he breathes, he's breathing forward and up and then off to the side to actually take a breath.
And also there's 2 markers on the beach. There's rocks on the beach, as we see some swell. And there's a big group there all coming in. It's sort of an equal second place. I saw Matt Poole going around the turn. He's up there. Shannon Eckstein's up there as well. But Kai Hurst will look over his shoulder as he comes into that bank area, because he's going to look for any swell that he can get. He'll feel it as he rises and his front of his body goes down, like now, and he'll really drive on that bit of swell there. But they won't turn into a wave until they're bigger, and it's in a shallow area.
Haven't seen the black jersey of the series leader, Kane Eckstein, as yet, but as he always says, he's a bit of a slow starter, and in these triple sprint races, Leachy, he has to really eradicate that slow start.
He went well last year until the last race. He got sand in his eyes, right in deep, and he couldn't see anything, and he was right in the mix, and he was a bit disappointed with that. But this year, I'm sure he'll come up. As we see now, this is a swell now. He'll kick onto this. Kai Hurst has grabbed that wave. Beautiful piece of body surfing. Has a look, gets a breath.
He's going to milk it.
He's got enough power on this wave where he can lift his head up forward, and he'll drive down with his weight. Now, this is where the wave cuts out into the deep water, but he's milked that for every little bit that he could.
Wonderful body surfing skills from Kai Hurst. And, Nick, it's not an easy skill, that, and you're short on oxygen, and as Guy tells me, you always have to keep your head down.
And energy zapping as well, so now Kai has to get back into his strokes, and he doesn't want to go slowly here because he's got other guys in the breaking wave area behind him, so he doesn't want to lose this advantage that he's got.
Well, talking about swimming, and on the beach, I noticed this before, Nick, who you would know is Grant Hackett. Grant Hackett's down the beach watching this race.
I didn't see him. Maybe we should go and have a chat to him. That's Hayden's challenge then. Oh, tumble turn.
Oh, somersault and up and racing.
He's got it all, the boy Kai Hurst, and he's opened a very, very nice lead. He's coming up to turn 1 on the beach, and you can see the rest of the competitors yet to get on the beach at this stage. So this is a good lead for Kai Hurst.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mark. How classy was that?
Well, he's all skill, he's all talent, and as you tell me, he's all looks as well, Nicole Kai Hurst.
Well, Hayden, I've never seen that before. What about you?
Trent Martin coming out of the water there in the white and yellow. Lost Hayden for a moment. We'll grab him again in just a second. So as we come around to see some of the guys coming through now, Kenrick Louis was there.
Up there. Wesley Berg's in there as well. Tibbetts, Matty Poole and Pink, he's in there as well, fighting away. So all the main guys are up there and pushing hard. That swim leg, I've got to say, was at a ferocious pace. First leg, and there's Kai Hurst. Kai Hurst in yellow. He has got a commanding lead going out. He'll want to try to get out without getting hit here and get out nice and clean.
Do you reckon he's forgotten to take his cap off, or you think that's a choice?
Just likes that string one look.
The other men are trying to get through. They don't have the handlers holding the skis there. They, unlike the women, they take it out themselves and they're trying to punch through that shore break. They've just got so much more power, Guy.
Well, Kane Eckstein there, talking about power, he is a ripped unit. He's got a back the size of a dance floor, and he is paddling out now. So he's back a little bit, but he won the first round. He is our series leader at the moment, Kane Eckstein, and he's in black today. So the series leader wears black. This is the first of 3 races. You need to accumulate your points as you see the boys going through the break.
There's someone off their ski there. That is difficulties for Stewart there. Bit of a tough run there, James Stewart. He just got the front of that white water and it knocked him off the ski. The waves don't have to be big at Portsea to knock you about.
That is a massive lead being amassed by Kai Hurst. He'll be very, very happy after the first leg having a lead like that. He's got out through the break nicely. And I'll tell you what, we can't see another competitor on the screen at the minute. Nicole, it is a massive lead.
Look at that. That is a huge lead. Still some athletes having some troubles getting through the break as we speak. They're not all through yet, so as they're struggling, and that is Trent Martin, as they're struggling, Kai Hurst.
He'll be in trouble there. That's being side-on's not good going into the water.
Now, there's a 10-minute break between each of the races, 3 races in total. Now, if Trent Martin, for example, is 10 minutes behind, can he run straight in if they're about to go and go straight off?
Certainly can, and by doing that means he can still continue in the race. Trevor, Kai Hurst, what can you say? 1 leg down, he's got a massive lead.
Oh, sensational, and he didn't do as well in that first race, the first round of this year that we thought he would. So it's great to see him coming back so fast and having such a good start to this race. He looked really, really strong, but one thing I want you guys to watch as the day goes on, I watched Phil Clayton, he swam back, he almost swam back into the rip. He wasn't in the rip, but nearly. There would have been 10 or 12 people swam past him. So everyone that swam back to the eastern side, the left side as you looked at it, made up massive ground.
Thank you, Trev. You can see right in the middle of the screen there, the man in pink is Matty Poole, and he absolutely loves Portsea.
I love the big surf. I think that's why we're in our sport. It makes it more exciting both for us and for the viewers at home. It gives a lot back, and I guess ultimately the reality of things at the end of the day is the people at home watching the TV want to see us boys go out there and get smashed. So I think Portsea's the novelty. It's the good one, you know. You're happy to win it and you're not exactly disappointed to come last, because sometimes Mother Nature, she can certainly cruel you out there.
Had the pink hair last year. This year he's got the Grizzly Adams beard, and he's a little bit hard to figure out who he is, but he's doing nicely in the middle of the field. But gee, Kai Hurst is really extending his lead. He's got a good 80 metres on the rest of the field at this point.
Yeah, Howie, you know, we went into the first round and I saw Kai going for a swim before the first round, and just in his cozies, and he had a 6-pack. And I haven't seen Kai with a 6-pack that lean for years and years and years. So I was quite surprised in the first round when he came in 11th position, and that's not indicative, Nick, of just how well he's going. He could still win the series even with an 11th place, because he's so talented, one of the most talented we've ever seen in the sport.
Well, he also flips,
and he won't give up.
He flips between swimming and Ironman, so maybe it takes him a couple of rounds to get into the Ironman mentality once again after spending so much time focusing on the open water and the swimming aspect of it.
Look, it's more the format. The format of the first round doesn't suit him. This format is a better format for him. Also the eliminator event as well. So, I mean, the run leg, when he was younger, he was good at the distance races. I just think that because he does the swimming, he probably doesn't put as much time into that running part of the training as the other guys do, and you get found wanting when you've got 600-metre runs in between each leg. But here, the run legs is only 50 metres in between each water leg, and it's tricky conditions, and also you have to lay the boys out quite far because of the fact of the double break in the swim, and it's a real swimmer's race because of it.
Travelling with Kenrick Louis as we speak. I think he's in 2nd position, but it is a long way off from where Kai Hurst is, and there is Shannon Eckstein. Well, he's putting in a good performance so far. And
Ali Day is back there in next position. Matty Poole's there as well. So you've got Ali Day, Matty Poole, and Kenrick Louis, who are all trained by Michael King up at Mooloolaba. They train together every day, flogging themselves. Kane Eckstein's on screen now. Now, he's come through the pack. He was back about 5 places worse than that leading into the ski leg, so he's really making up ground.
As they turn the final boy on this ski leg, I also saw a couple of familiar colours in there, and Hugh Doherty and also Rhys Drury. So there are some big names in the top 4 or 5. Just slipping a little bit. It looked as though Wes Berg slightly off course there, but back on track now.
I'll tell you what, Kenrick Louis got to feel confident in that. He goes into the first round, never done a series like this before, having won the trial, and he's up there, Howie. And then all of a sudden he goes into this short course race and at Portsea, which is the hardest venue that you can get, and he's in second place against all these guys. You know, that's going to be a lot of confidence for a young guy who's come into the series.
Three-time junior Australian Ironman champion, and speaking to Trevor at the launch of the event, he said this is a young man to keep an eye out for, Guy.
Yeah, well, Kai Hurst, though, is doing it all out in front. He's negotiated the break going out on the ski without any problems at all. The next question is, can he get back in through the break? And the swell's only around 3 to 4 foot, Nicole. Is Choppy coming in from out of the horizon back in, so he's chasing those runners in, but he needs to negotiate the break here, make sure he gets in nice and clean.
And have a bit of luck on his side as well.
And set up for a nice board leg, because he's got a big lead.
Kai Hurst has pushed himself on the front of a nice little runner, and he is just extending his lead. It's well over 100 metres now. You'll watch him just continue to stroke this through to the beach if he can, Guy.
Yeah, well, he's onto a wave now, so Howie's dead right. He's turned that and he'll push down this next one. So he's gone to the next one. The nose will go in. He's just gone. He's got to turn it around. The good news is he's gone into deep water now, so he can right the wrong of going sideways, and he's popped out in front again. So nice work from Kai Hurst as he comes back into the shore with a nice lead. So competitors now. So we've got Ali Day, I think. Is that Ali Day? Kenrick Louis is in second place. Kenrick Louis now is in second position on a nice swell that'll go all the way into the shore as well. So he's looking strong. But Kai Hurst at the moment, a very good ski leg, magnificent swim leg to give him the lead. And he is sitting pretty in first place going to the board lead.
There he is, the defending champion, Shannon Eckstein. He had his worst ever result in the first round when he finished in 9th position. And there is Kenrick Louis. He's only a young man. By gee, he's got a lot of talent. As we said, a 3-time junior Australian Ironman champion. Hayden Quinn's right down amongst the action.
Yeah, Howie, down here on the beach, mate, conditions are really changing up from that women's race. The tide's starting to move up. The rip's really starting to run down here, and the boys have got to work through a deep gutter, and there's a lot of guys catching and coming from the back on those waves. So it's really crucial that when you get a hold of that wave, these boys make the most of it and get it all the way to the beach.
And Hayden, the wind, has the wind got any stronger from the women's race?
Yeah, Leachy, mate, the wind has really picked up. It's starting to kick in, and hopefully with that wind, there's going to be a bit of swell following it. But we got carnies down here on the beach. We got skis coming in. We got boards going out. Ali Day is working really hard to catch up to Kendrick Louis. So 2 young guys really showing it, but Kai Hurst, wow, he's smashing it out there today.
He looked comfortable when he went past you going out on the board.
He sure did, Kai. He was looking strong. He's a big boy. That run sometimes hurts him, but it's nice and short for him today. And getting on that board, he did look fresh. So hopefully he hangs on to that lead.
Kane Eckstein, the series leader, back in 13th position at this stage, needs to start making his move. And they are all chasing the man in yellow. This has been a wonderful performance. Anything can happen here at Portsea, but Guy, I can't see Kai being railed in at this stage.
Well, I don't think the serve's big enough to really cause any problems, and he shouldn't be able to negotiate the serve coming in. A little bit of animosity between Kai Hurst and Kane Eckstein leading into that first race, as we know. And watching Kane Eckstein win that race with such enthusiasm and aggression, which I think really fuels him, will be an interesting thing now for Kai being in front of Kane and really making a point. So I don't know the full story behind what caused that, but certainly Kai Hurst is making his mark right now.
Trevor Hendy.
Well, mate, so I tell you what, the wind is blustering up here. I drove the jet ski around earlier from the bay, and it was a beautiful morning on the water. It was a little bit rainy, but it was beautiful, and now the wind is absolutely hammering. This is the change they predicted. About 30 knots has hit me 30 seconds ago, so Kai Hurst will not lose that lead in this wind.
Well, Trev, Kai Hurst was he performed so well here last year. Disappointing in the first race, but certainly this style of racing suits him. You are a master of Portsea, and it seems like with the swim leg today being reasonably long and conditions not too big with the surf, that it really suits him.
It really does suit him. And last year when we came here, Kai, Zane Holmes and Shannon Eckstein all showed how experienced they are. I expect all 3 of them to do really well today. And Zane, although he's not doing well in this race, looks so fit and cut at the moment. I think he was very keen to come and win. But right now, it is Kai Hurst. He's laying down for that exact reason I just told you. The wind is hammering out here, so he's getting his body down really low, punching into those swells. He's just hopped back up on his knees. He's got about 40 metres. And Shannon Eckstein did look strong though when he was on the wave behind him. And I know he's pretty determined. He'll certainly be determined to get second. He's chasing back Kendrick Louis at the moment. That
is the southwesterly change has come right in now. We're up here in the life-saving position. It's starting to blow around in the box. You can hear the wind in Trevor Hendy's microphone. You can see Shannon Eckstein there in grey in the middle of the field. Here's another man who enjoys racing at Portsea.
Portsea's been good to me. I finished third there as a 17-year-old in professional series. It was the biggest surf I've ever been out in, and I still have memories of that day. So last year I finished third again there and raced pretty well. I raced to win the series that day and raced pretty smart. So I've got no qualms about going down there to 10-foot Portsea again. It's what I really enjoy doing. I think everyone in the sport loves to get out there in the thrills and spills, but I've been to Portsea and it's been flat before too.
Well, it's not flat today, and it's not 10 foot, although reports say it will be 10 foot tomorrow, Guy, but it's Kai Hurst leading Kendrick Louis. Ali Day also doing very well after his first podium in round one. Shannon Eckstein's in fourth, Matty Poole in fifth, Reece Drury, Corey Hill, Wesberg, Zane Holmes and Alex Tibbetts round out the top 10.
We just saw on the Orologio timing piece that 19 minutes and 46 seconds had passed, so the boys are into about a 20-minute sort of race that will go for about 25 minutes. They've got 3 25 minutes races a day. They've got to count each race, and you count your placing. You add that up, and the lowest score for the day wins the day. If you have exactly the same score as someone else, you go to your best result. So Kai Hurst on screen. So you'll see there's the sou'wester really blowing in. Must be blowing in, Trevor, at about 30 knots now. The white caps are really coming up, and they will fly as they come back in chasing that chop.
Trevor Hendy out there on the Red Bull jet ski, following the field. As Guy said, the southwesterly change has come through. It's about 30 kilometres an hour at least. Trevor Hendy, do you think this will start to pick the swell up or not?
It certainly is. In the girls' race a little bit earlier, it was already starting to have an effect. It's just bumped up 10 or 15 knots, but Kai looked really strong. Kendrick Louis really impressive as well. Staying really close. Shannon Eckstein trying to chase him down now in the runs. But we mightn't have the surf, but I tell you, these runs, they can take somebody straight past somebody else without even getting a wave, so it even makes it more dangerous.
Kai Hurst leads the first race from Portsea of the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman series. The wind is picking up, the swell is picking up. Stick around, we've got a great finish coming in, race one from Portsea.
Welcome back to Portsea Beach, and Kai Hurst now is moving into the wave area, so he is looking for a wave to grab hold of. He's in the bank area. The wind, if anything, Howe, is actually sort of knocked the surf back a bit. It's sort of flattened it, but he's pushing forward now, and this could be the winning chop that he's got to get him into the beach and take race one of the second round here at Portsea.
This man is a 7-time Australian Ironman champion. He's an Olympian from Beijing in the open water. He's looking to go to London. As Nicole said earlier on, he's qualified. Here's the all-round package.
Yeah, he's done very well. He's done no mistakes as he stands up on the board, jumps off just to put the icing on the cake, and that is a very well-deserved win from Kai Hurst. Led halfway up the swim, extended that on the way in, pulled 50 metres on the field as we see Kendrick Louis, the youngster who won the trial this winter in Noosa, or last year in winter in Noosa, and he's done a fabulous job to be in second place.
Kai Hurst has obliterated the field here in the first race at Portsea. That is a massive win. His fellow competitors yet to get on the beach at this stage. There we go, we've got the first one on the beach now. Looks like
that's Kendrick. Well, Kendrick Louis come up now, but up there, I think it's either Ali Day coming up. I can't tell at the minute, but Ali Day was up there. But certainly Kendrick Louis has done very, very well.
It looks like Matty Poole has made his move as well, coming across the line there in the pink top. Congratulations to Matty Poole, he's in third. And Shannon Eckstein, you can't miss him in the grey, across the line in fourth position. But by gee, an absolutely dominant performance by Kai Hurst. 10-minute break from when the winner crosses the line. Warm up, have a drink, and then out you go again.
Yeah, well, that's it. And you don't want to be too far back, because every time, every second that goes past is less rest that you'll get for round two.
Nicole, you're on the beach with the winner.
Yeah, well, as the race is still finishing, Kai Hurst, you're getting ready to go out and just do a bit of a cool down. A tumble turn at the end of your swim leg, a stand-up board at the end of the board leg. You look like you're having fun out there.
Yeah, look, I just want to enjoy it, and the tumble thing, and I don't recommend it at home. I'm 30 years old, I've been doing it for a long time, but look, it's one of those things, you know, obviously we're expecting swell, but unfortunately we didn't, and it's quite a tricky day, so it's going to test a lot of people.
Conditions did change, though. That wind picked up on the board leg, but I think you were almost out at the cans when it happened, so it almost worked in your favour then.
Yeah, just before I got to that first turning marker on the board, that wind kicked, and yeah, I was worried that I wasn't going to get around in time before these guys called me behind me, but everything worked out well. We've got 2 races to go. Was it an easy win? I know you're going for a swim down now. How's the lactic acid in the body? I'll tell you after the second one, but no, I think I felt pretty good. So I'm pretty comfortable and just try to keep everything strong. Well done, go cool down.
Well done to Kai Hurst. He has taken out the first race here at Portsea. 2 to come. The weather is threatening. Anything could happen. Stick around as Portsea tests the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman.